I'm Mahdi Shaheeb Sher. My website is www.mahdishaheebsher.com. I think that one of my interests in the world as Mahdi Shaheeb Sher is the rise of China in the world. I think that one of the interesting things about the rise of China in the world is its relations with Japan. I think that China has historically had a very very negative relations with Japan. I think this has stretched for most of its history with Japan, and I think this is quite important to look at when you determine the character of China. I think when you look at China's negative and hostile relations with Japan, you can see that it's kind of like opposed against Japan, and maybe the direct opposite of Japan. I think that China is more peaceful orientated than maybe the violent nature of Japan in terms of characteristics of their country, kind of the character of their country. I think that with the relations between Japan and China, I think that Japan has traditionally been more powerful than China. I think this has existed for most of its time with China, and I think that this is quite important as well when you see how China sees itself in the world. I think we have instances of Japanese invasions of China and its mainland, including the rape of Nanjing, and I think that's one of the confrontations and tensions between Japan and China, this historical kind of violence and conflict and war that exists between these two countries. So I think when we witness the rise of China in the world, and we see China as an emerging superpower and a new superpower in the world, then it is important to see that it is also at odds with Japan and kind of confrontational directions with Japan. So I think that's an important thing to notice about China in its place in the world, and I think that's quite an important consideration. I think one of the interesting things is that Japan, being quite close to China, has also been a very dominant economic power in Asia. It's also been the number one economic power in the world, the number one economy in the world, just as China is the number one economy in the world now. So I think that it is quite interesting to see that these countries are neighbours and quite advanced economies and powers in the world, and maybe military powers as well. I think Japan has been a very strong military power, especially during the Second World War, and China is also quite an advanced military power with the sheer number of soldiers that it has under its command. So I think that China can mobilize something like millions and millions of soldiers in its armies, 2 to 3 million, within a moment's notice. So I think that does give it a lot of military power and weight within Asia, and I think that its relationship with Japan in the world is very important as well. Thank you very much.